Amen,
You don't have the
brother.
window.
Amen.
That's it.
I is who I is, all right.
Time to start the meeting. Welcome all visitors. Hold the Bible.
This is a recess, and so we're automatically going to be right back into session, but I would like Bobby to call the roll for the record.
Mark Barton.
Present.
Russell Reed.
Here.
Jimmy Mangum.
Here.
Todd Oliver.
Here.
Kevin George.
Here.
Jim Bush.
Here.
Lynn Higgins.
Here.
Tony Neal.
Here.
Kevin Mooneyham.
Here.
Bob Stephen. All here.
Here. If you'll look on your agenda there, we have the first and second one, the second and third one, which is for any announcements, and because this is the kind of meeting that it is at the very end of the fiscal year, Mark, do you have any announcements as far as what we're going to be up against on budgets?
Well, everybody's asked for some little raises, and some of them are no raises. There was nothing that was asked for that was completely, outrageous. I'll compliment the department heads for realizing that they have a duty to the citizens to live within their means. It's just the fact that we're working on a budget that we last year spent more than we took in, and you can't do that forever. And that's basically what we're working with, to try to see how far that'll go.
Okay, so
We met Tuesday night and went over the school's budget, looked at the school's budget the first time. We're gonna go over the school's budget again when some of the personnel from the school board or the director one is present. And then every other budget that has been proposed to us, we've gone over them. And we've gone over some of them the second time and already made cuts, but we're not finished.
okay. Well, I've been under the weather. I haven't been getting out, but I did read the Courier to where they said there were not going to be any kind of raises. Is that true?
Oh, well, we haven't made that decision yet.
Well, I wonder how he knew it.
Well, I didn't read that in there. And unless we vote on one, there's not going to be one. I mean, that's maybe what he meant. But the mandated raises from the state are going to be there whether we vote on it or, we can't vote against them.
Right,
I don't think the Cougar or anybody else can speak to what's going to be in that budget until we vote.
right.
That's right.
To this
But
full,
that's what I'm
to
saying.
the,
I
to the
haven't
full
been out
commission votes on
to
it.
talk to
The
anybody.
little article in the Courier was just pointing out that some of the raises are mandated, and then some of them lie within our jurisdiction.
Yeah, the rich get richer.
Well, I
deal,
didn't
something like that.
I didn't like
Yeah, I didn't
not
either.
like that
Yeah.
characterization, because nobody that is getting a raise is rich.
Right.
The way that was looking at it, that just breeds class warfare, in my estimation.
Mm-hmm.
All of us are rich as Americans, but if you look at the whole world,
Sure.
everybody in this county is rich compared to the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's all your
Sells
announcements.
newspapers off.
Oh, yeah.
That's all, and we're meeting again next week.
All right. Any committee reports? Yeah, that's good too. Number 4, approve the budget amendments for the county garage.
I mean, I got a question. Would the fire board be considered committees?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Okay, well, they're here.
Okay, well then let's bring up the committee.
Okay, good to meet you.
Yeah, that's who I was hoping for. I just
Okay.
didn't name them out. you know.
This is what I've got done in the last 2 weeks. Y'all asked me to go to Friendship and negotiate on the price down there. And the next day I called Friendship, and the 2 out of the 3 trucks that we was to negotiate on had done been sold. So Julio, I think, got on the phone with Ken Ezel. Ken gave us some names in Alabama to contact. So I was talking to them and thought we had a pretty good deal made with them. They had 7 trucks for us to go look at. I thought I had me a trip lined up to go look at fire trucks, and what happened was several of them trucks is only 750 gallons, with no dumps on them. And I brought that back to the fire board, and they felt like we need 1,000-gallon trucks. Okay. And since then, I got an email today saying one of them 3 that I was negotiating with him on's done been sold as of today anyway. So, Karen had told me about this place at South Carolina. I had talked to them the last day or two, and told them I needed dumps. And what they got not like a dump we got on our trucks now, but what they call a jet dump. And the only problem he had a bunch of trucks, but the only problem with them trucks is the only 2 of them trucks is got dumps, type of dump on them that be feasible for our use. So, but Karen had told me about this Freightliner that Moortown's got one identical to it, but got a top mount pump on it. But they was wanting $65,000 for that, and I told them we couldn't afford that. And I've offered him 60 for it, and they said no, he couldn't do that. And he said he'd take 70. I said I can't go over 65, and he agreed to 65 on that truck. And that was a 94 Freightliner. It's red in color. And the only problem with that, it won't be available till September. It's still in use by a fire department in North Carolina. Still in service. Be September before it comes available, before they get their new truck from a grant that they got. He also sent me another one he come up with. It's a 92 International, 22,000 miles on it. And he was asking 65, and he had a reduced price on it for 62.5. I told him I couldn't do that. I give him 55, and he said I'd take 60 to help you out to buy both trucks. So here there we are with 2 trucks, but no third truck. So in the meantime, when I talked to Casey down there at Friendship, he said he'd be having some more trucks in. He had already had one in the bay he was painting. The only reason he's painting it because it had a blue stripe on a red paint on a red fire truck. It just didn't look good. So he sent me some pictures I got last night from him. And this is the truck that he's painting. These pictures are pictures without doors on it and everything else. He said right now it's so hard to paint because of the humidity and it's so hot that they're trying to do it at night and afternoon when it cools off some, but they're getting it painted right now. This truck here is an old Ford, and like I told Karen and Jimmy and the rest of them, I ain't gonna buy nothing I wouldn't want myself, you know. So that truck was out, and that's left us. This truck here he can get. It's out of Pennsylvania, but he can get it if we want it. And then there's another truck that actually that I had found at Tuscaloosa, which was a 90 model. No, it was a 92. There that is, it was a 92. That he says that he talks to this guy and deals with this guy, and he can probably get this truck for the 3 trucks, you know, that he can sell us. And I talked to him again today. I can't deal with him at all. He said he can get us 3 trucks for $150,000 and put us back in compliant and all that, you know. And what he does have, once he gets them, we can get them then. We don't have to wait on all 3 of them at one time. We can go ahead and get them if we can make a deal. That's another problem that we've run into. Once we find a truck and we drag our feet, they gone before you call them back, you know. So, but them 2 companies kind of waiting on me to call them back and see what direction we want to go. You know, if we want to try to get 3 trucks or just get 2 trucks.
Well, we give you instructions what it is. We don't want no junk,
Right?
okay? And is the early 90s considered a good truck?
Yeah, I mean, a lot better than what we got. Number one, and I mean, you get a truck, you know, less than 100,000 miles on it. And I mean, the diesel truck gets what, 200,000 or 300,000, 400,000 miles on the truck, Jim?
According to what kind of engine it is.
You know, and that's, I mean, Tuscaloosa had 7 trucks, but 4 of them was 87 models. I mean, below the 80s, and I wanted to stay away from the 80s and at least get 90 model trucks. And that guy at South Carolina, he says, well, you know, the newer trucks you get, the more money you're gonna have to spend. So this is where we're at right now. So
Any comments? I hope that y'all don't feel pressured to get the first thing you want to get. We're voting tonight to make sure that the money and everything else is there, that it's all written up, so y'all will be able to have and to make the best deal that you can. And so it's not like you got to have it yesterday, really. I mean, if you'll look at it, we know that y'all all need one, but we want you to get the best one that you can.
Well, that's what we're working on.
Okay.
I mean,
Because I can't tell you whether or not those are. You would be the only one.
with the money we got to spend and the 90 models is about all I can deal with. I mean, I've talked to this one guy from $75,000 down to 65. You know,
You
just
feel like
willing and dealing.
you feel like with 130,000 to get what you really want, really need is get two of them. That's gonna clean up the 130. And the other 30 that we told you could have ain't gonna be enough to get
Well,
three
I
rolled
can
into
get
it.
the 130,000 you got a loan for. I can save you $5,000 by getting the two at South Carolina.
Right.
That's gonna leave me, if you spend $150,000, it's gonna leave me, what, $25,000, and I can buy a fire truck for $25,000.
No, but that guy in Friendship was willing to go 3 trucks for $150,000.
Yeah, and I can't
Do
get
you
him
think
budget.
you can, what do you think, for wait a little while, the guy in Friendship will get some more in?
Like, he done lost 2 after 2 weeks ago when we was first here. Them 2 trucks done got gone before I called him, you know. So, I mean,
It was our thought, if you bought 3 from one place, you might get the
you
best
can.
deal.
You can, because this only problem I had at Tuscaloosa, I was getting 3 trucks and I had him talked down to $129,000. But they didn't meet the criteria. They didn't have 1,000-gallon tanks, they didn't have dumps. But I could get you 3 trucks a day for $129,000. But they didn't meet the criteria.
Yeah.
You know, so,
And you need to stick with your criteria.
right. So that's the only problem we had.
Are we gonna have any other expenses like delivery or anything, or are they gonna deliver?
No, we have to go get them and
Go get
drive them back
and drive 'em
like Michael did with his Florida trip and all that, you know. The only thing about South Carolina down there, what they recommend to do, if we was interested in them 2 trucks, go to North Carolina, go to that fire department and check it out, look at it and everything. And it's an 8-hour trip. And then from there, go 3 hours over to South Carolina where they located that, and look at that other truck, which it's a white with a blue stripe. It's a white truck. Solid white and blue stripe. And I looked at it today. I wasn't home today to make a picture of it, but I can, if y'all want to look at these pictures, I mean, I meant to show them around. Them's a truck at Friendship that I've talked to them. Even that there's got 75,000 miles on that painting, you know. To me, sounds like you get more trucks for the money if you buy the 3 through Friendship, but if you want a little bit newer trucks, the only thing we got to deal with is less money and 2 trucks, you know. But to me, you can get more trucks for the money, you know. And that's the other truck that he said he could get.
That Friendship.
Yeah, that's the 92 model.
Well, your board put their trust in you, so we do too. I'm just saying that, if you feel pressured to grab one because you have to like that, and it's gonna be sub,
Well, the guy at Friendship told me he don't want to go here and get this truck and get that truck, and he know we ain't gonna go out and buy them. He wants a pretty well guarantee that we're gonna get them before he goes out his way and gets them, and then he's out. If we don't buy 3 from him, he's gonna be mad because he's got to try to get rid of these trucks,
Sure.
I mean, they all been pump tested. I mean, they all do that. And they'll pretty well. Friendship told me that you get a 90-day warranty with theirs. South Carolina told me if you bought them, what he does is a 6 months. You pay a down payment if you want them. When you pick them up, you pay everything up to 6%. You keep them for 6 months. If you don't have no warranty issues, you pay the 6% then at that time after 6 months is how he does his business.
Drive them and test them. But you're still, so far you ain't been able to get those 3 that you want for 150,
Not,
right?
not them 3,
What you wanna do?
Well, if you're trying to put fire trucks in the county to get everybody, back where we need to be without nobody's down a truck, I mean, the buck for your money is the $150,000 deal. If you're just gonna replace 2, I mean, you can get newer trucks for, I got them down to 125.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions?
So do we
Appreciate
need
you doing
to-
it right.
So do we need to make a motion or something to tell him to,
I think it's
Go-
gonna be
to
up to
tell the
y'all.
guy that he wants the trucks if
No,
they,
we already
well, I mean,
We've
if they
already
go.
we've already give him permission.
Yeah,
to
but
do
I
that.
mean, I'm saying if he goes and looks at them, though, is what he's saying, the guy won't hold them for him if he don't call and tell him he wants them.
Right, right.
I think it's gonna be up to y'all.
Either allow.
Yeah, that's up to y'all. We've done approved the money. It's up to y'all about what y'all want.
We approved the money, and then tonight we're gonna be approving the 3-year capital outlay that takes care of it. So y'all have got the money, you just don't have it in your pocket.
Just
right
go
now.
do it, right?
Yeah,
Just do the things that you need to
Go
do.
tell them, put them on hold, or go ahead and get them, and we'll deal with whoever we want to deal
And
with.
then whatever they need, just come to Mike.
I just want to get the okay
You
before
get
we
him.
do something.
If they go down and they've got to hold some and everything else like that, they'll need to have some down payment on it. So he'll be coming to you to get that. Okay. Got it?
All right.
If we approve this loan.
Oh, man. Don't complicate it. Okay, we're going back to the county garage. Pardon me? Yes.
Michael, you need these back?
Everybody left the budget amendments with me, and asked to pass them out.
Okay, they've got a copy of that one.
Yeah, we got that in our packet.
Right,
We got it in the sheriff's department.
got it in the sheriff's department. One thing I want y'all to think about, not think about, but I'd like to tell you is that we put with Representative Pody and myself, called up the revenue people and told them about the money that we're not getting on mineral tax, and then the tax from the people that are taking the rock and selling it to the state. And they have been notified that they're fixing to get $52,000 something for that. And what it's done is that the revenuers, I call them. Anyway, the revenuers there have got it to where they have been getting their tax off of that 20 tons that they sell every time. 15 cents a ton, going up through there. So they're fixing to get $52,000 in their coffers. And it's because we pushed on it, and I appreciate Representative Pody for his help on that. Okay. Gotcha, Mike.
I think you've got, if you want to do sheriff department next, you have theirs with the exception of this one, the sex offender. And that, Ms. Hilda gave us that this afternoon. We're increasing fines, assessments, and penalties, and decreasing sex offender restoration.
So it works itself out.
In the same time.
I make a motion that we approve the highway budget.
Get a second on that?
Highway,
Second by Jim Bush, Bobby. Motion made by Mark Barker.
Mark Barker,
yes.
Russell Dees,
Yes.
Kenny Miller,
Yes.
Bob Arthur,
Yes.
Kenny George,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Ken Higgins,
Yes.
Norman Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Sutton.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I'm sorry, I handed out the sheriff's before I realized y'all hadn't voted on that.
Yeah, it's okay. We knew. All right, now we got the sheriff's amendment here.
Is there any explanation that goes along with it, Darrell?
Not really, the miscellaneous refunds and toll bills and other state revenue, all explained down here at the bottom. But the money on the chief deputy, the bookkeeper, versatile, all that's supposed to be Debbie's line item to cover from the extra pay period.
Because of the extra pay period of this last year,
Right.
and it was taken out of the deputy line,
Right.
and medical and dental.
Right.
Okay.
And on the second page, the same thing, except it's just out of this one, and that's the
Motion to accept.
I second.
Jim Mingus.
Mark Barton,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Jimmy Miller,
Yes.
Todd Armstrong,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Tim Bush,
Yes.
Glenn Higgins,
Yes.
Ronnie Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Sutton.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This is one for the schools. Barbara Esther Reed.
You got $1.04.99.
And you'll notice there's two stapled together. It had me confused. One is where the board passed and the other is where it's the same thing.
Yeah.
All they're doing is zeroing their lines out.
Do what?
They're just zeroing their lines
Right,
out before the
right.
end of the year. I make a motion to approve it.
A second.
Kevin George,
Right, and second by Todd Hollingsworth.
Mark Barton,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Jimmy Miller,
Yes.
Todd Armstrong,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Tim Bush,
Yes.
Glenn Higgins,
Yes.
Ronnie Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yes.
Bob Sutton.
Yes.
Next is debt service. And as the others, it did not go over budget, it's just money moved around from line to line to cover. Maybe one line went over a little, one went come in under a little.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendment for debt service.
I'll second.
Mark Blackman,
Yes.
Russ Reed,
Yes.
Kenny Miller,
Yes.
Bud Alger,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Ken Higgins,
Yes.
Tony Neal,
Yes.
David Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Stephen.
Yes.
And next is solid waste.
Forgot to cut a copy of it.
Might add, this time every year, up until this year, we've had to take some money out of the general fund balance. This year, we didn't have to do that. We're actually, here's, we're gonna finish the year with a small, very small fund balance in solid waste. And you'll notice the three items that we had to increase, all of it come out of fund balance in solid waste. So that's I'm excited about that. At least we managed to not have to transfer any money over.
Is there a air conditioner up there for Oakley in that shed?
There's one in that, Oakley doesn't stay up there as much as the other four, but there is one at the top of the hill.
Yeah, okay.
For that little bit of it.
Remember, we moved 2 cents last year into this, so we wouldn't have to be moving it out all.
Because we down the last
That's-
year
that's
before,
for you.
45,000 like the year before.
That's why you have a small fund balance this year. So we wouldn't get rolled up no more for it.
For that, because we couldn't have for 'em.
I make the motion.
That sounds good.
I'll second.
Todd and then Clint.
Mark Blackman,
Yes.
Russ Reed,
Yes.
Kenny Miller,
Yes.
Bud Alger,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Ted Higgins,
Yes.
Tony Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yes.
Bob Stephen.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the last one is county general. Okay, if you'll notice, I'll go down through here and give you a quick explanation. The county commission started meeting on a monthly basis instead of quarterly, and your, of course, your budget was set based on a quarterly meeting. So you went over, county commission went over $2,710. And we had to increase in-service training $200, legal services $1,410, and legal notices, and that's various things that you've had to run in the county Cougar this past year. But, and two, there's been several items that you may not have to do next year as far as legal services and legal notices. But that's the explanation for that. And again, this is a good thing that we normally don't have to do, or we normally have to do it this time of year. That's the only item that we've had to decrease fund balance. Is that one, because there's nowhere else to take it, you know, that was such a small budget. So we decreased fund balance to 2,700 and put it in. Do you want to vote on this as a whole or each individual? How you want to vote on it? If you want to.
Yeah, I think that we should go, it's a county general budget. We need to, unless somebody sees some kind of problem to where it's going to stop everything.
It is one budget, so, okay. If you go down to Homeland Security, that's money that came in and went out. That's just a wash. Homeland Security revenue, $47,097, and it went out, and other charges and other equipment. Ambulance services, money that was moved, it was that money, for several years, there's a certain fee that's set aside for them to buy equipment, I think, and that's part of that money Ricky requested y'all allow him to use, and I don't know what it was, to buy something in cots or something. That's that 19,000. Contributions of the budget committee last year, I don't remember what it was, but they cut out one of the contributions. And anyway, I didn't know at the time, didn't realize it, but it was actually like a 3-year deal, so we had to go ahead and pay it, and that run us over there $700. But we had the money in that line item, not that line item, but we had the money in building insurance where it was less than we anticipated, so we moved it. That didn't have to come out of fund balance. Miscellaneous, unemployment compensation, a year or two ago, we went way over on that line when the recession was at its worst. This year, we were like $10,000 or $12,000 better off than we expected because we didn't have as many people on unemployment that we had to pay on. So we decreased unemployment $6,300. Autopsies went over this year, $5,235. Whatever we anticipated during the budget procedure last year, there was more autopsies, unfortunately, than ordered. And we really don't have a say in that. The medical examiner, if there's any slight hint that there could be something, a foul wetland, someone passes away, and he orders the autopsy. And if he orders it, we have to pay. So it went over $5,200, and gasoline went over $1,065.
So, did you compensate for that this year, for this next budget, of what we've spent here? Are we gonna try to match it for next year?
Normally, we stay with the budgets. Apparently, there's been more, and I tell you, my opinion, what made it higher this year, Dr. Rudin was really good. He didn't order an autopsy unless he completely had to. And he's really sick right now, and he's been kind of letting a new doctor do it, and he probably overcompensated, and ordered some that Dr. Rubin wouldn't have ordered. Did we increase what we had in autopsies? Bob, off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay. Do you know that?
I don't know the answer to that. Do y'all know as commissioners, the whole board here while you're sitting there, do you think we should, as a budget committee, propose increasing autopsies a little bit so next year we'll have a little bit more in there?
I feel that every time that we run over, it looks bad on us.
Well, that's something we can't really
We
anticipate.
can't anticipate.
I know you
Running
can't.
over $5,200
right.
is a little bit more than
We may be under 52 next year. Hope we are. That means less people.
what is in that
dying.
line item, 10,000?
9,000 something.
9,000? Yeah, see, so we went over about 50%.
We also have to have a whole new budget for the new medical examiner.
Yeah.
And we looked at that as a budget.
Yeah, we did. The budget committee has looked at the budget for a medical examiner. Now,
Dr. Rubin served for like 18 years.
I
Never got a
I didn't
dime.
bring it.
5,800.
I don't know. I'm kind of
I
made
mean,
those days
that one
over.
Yeah.
Got $9,500 in there.
How much roughly does an autopsy
We're
cost?
already
You
kind of
know?
running illegal because there's not, we haven't
Sheriff, you know?
officially nominated.
Todd, would you know
They charge you now.
how much it costs for an autopsy?
I don't know an exact figure. I know that every
About
year,
$3,000.
it's,
No, it's not that much.
if,
Maybe-
one thing that I do have to ask as a group of commissioners, there are times when families want an autopsy, and I think we need to let them know if it's not foul play that, I know it sounds kind of, you hate to say it out loud, but if they're just requesting it for their own benefit, then we may have to look at that fee being,
And they are supposed to pay for it
Right.
if a family requests it. Now, if the medical examiner, he's the
Orders
only
it.
one can determine. If he determines that there's a possibility of foul play or something freakish about the death, he will order it, and then the county has to pick it up.
and I think that amount will reduce when we, see, right now, the medical examiner, I brought you all that stuff that we talked about before, and we really need to do something about that as soon as we can, because Dr. Rulin's, he's not in good health, plus he wanted to retire. And the training that Dr. Thomas had requested possibly could reduce the number of autopsies if he's got the training for, because he doesn't have the training of an investigative medical examiner. He's a doctor, but, so
Sure.
to send him for that training would be cheaper than paying $5,000 extra next year.
Okay, do you want to bring that up at the next meeting, which is our quarterly meeting?
Well, it's already been presented to the budget committee. We'll bring it.
We're gonna put it in our budget
Okay.
that we'll present. That'll just be one of the things. I mean,
Has Dr. Thomas agreed to take it?
He agreed under stipulations that we had at the budget. We've already looked at the budget committee. We hadn't presented it to the full commission yet. I'll have to.
Some of
If
those,
you want it in the
mostly
July.
it was, he wanted to be qualified and educated so that he knew what he was doing. That was it.
And
That was a mandate.
That was his
He
biggest
said
thing.
that was the big thing.
That could reduce the number of autopsies. But we've had more this year than any year
Right.
since I've been out. It's just been, I don't know why.
Is it because we changed medicine?
Basically,
I
I think
can't
so too.
prove that, but I think it is. I
Probably.
think Dr. Rudin being sick is one reason. A new doctor comes in, he's screened, and he's probably ordered. But to tell you that for sure, I can't.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get all that commission for going over.
I'll make sure that's in the next. I'll give it to you, to send
In all
out with the next
With the
package.
audit,
Yes,
I mean, the autopsy?
yes.
Okay.
And the budget on the commission actually was set last August, whenever, and then you went to monthly meetings in October. So, I mean, that's the best reason I know, recently.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why.
They all understand that. Yeah, I just joking with you.
Yeah, okay.
And that's it, Mike?
Yeah. that's
Thank
all.
you. Appreciate it, thank you. Okay, now we go to the 3-year outlay.
No, yeah, we don't vote on it. Vote on it yet.
After we vote on this,
Motion to pass it.
Jimmy made a motion.
You gonna pass them as a whole or individual?
Pass them as a whole.
Yeah, pass them as a whole.
As a whole, we.
Kevin and Clint.
Art Buck,
yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Kenny Mooney,
Yes.
Al Holbrook,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Ted Hicks,
Yes.
Tommy Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Stephen.
Okay. Anybody know what the next one is? Okay, then. We want to approve the resolution on the 3-year capital outlay for the fire trucks. Now, we had received on this, we had put it out for bid, and we put it out to the local people, and not only that, but the state's full. And First National Bank, Tim Spry down here came back with a 1.98%, and we voted last time to accept that one. So now we know exactly what we're going to be paying for it. And now I'll ask for, if there's any questions. If not, then I'll ask for a motion to enter into this 3-year capital outlay. Kevin, George,
I'll say.
and then Clint. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Art Buck,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Kenny Mooney,
Yes.
Al Holbrook,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Ted Hicks,
Yes.
Tommy Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Stephen.
Yes. Okay. Number 7, approve the resolution for continuing budget starting after this resolution is passed. And that's what it says in the format there, that it starts right after we pass this. Have you read that?
I'll make a motion to pass it.
We got Tony Neal. Any second? Clint Higgins?
Art Buck,
Yes.
Russell Reed,
Yes.
Kenny Mooney,
Yes.
Al Holbrook,
Yes.
Kevin George,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Ted Hicks,
Yes.
Tommy Neal,
Yes.
Kevin Mooney,
Yeah.
Bob Stephen.
Yes. Okay, we have got, since that time, Director Cope had called me. Where you at, Rick? You went out there. Okay, while we're waiting for that, also we had requested that the Emergency Management Director bring in a list of all of her equipment, and I believe I saw her come in. You're up. This will give us every entity out there that deals in the emergency fire.
This is not, it won't be complete, but it's what I can remember sitting in the hospital room. I have illness in my family, and I have not been home in over a month.
Is who is your dad?
Mr. Carl. And I left the hospital, and I'm trying to make decisions to run over here. But I think of a couple things when I sit down up there a while ago, it's not on here. And I made a notation on the last page that I would do recordings. Everything I forgot to ask you to read by.
Okay, were you going to give us the ones that you said you just thought about, remembered?
Well, what came to mind was the emergency funds. I've got, there's 150 emergency funds that, was sponsored by Verizon. There were three that have, free Verizon to Verizon and free text messages. And, but right now those are turned off because one of the fire departments has a bill of $1,400 that we can't get paid. They wanted to use them, some of them, and they signed a certificate saying that they would cover anything that went over, and so Verizon has shut them off until this fire department comes up with that $1,400.
And who would that be? What fire department is that?
Moortown. There's a lot of people that don't have radios and stuff, and they're using these phones because Roy's texting out messages and stuff.
911 is texting out messages, you think?
911.
Okay. Okay, so,
Turn back on, so that's paid. And Michael did say that the person was giving money on the bill or something, but he hasn't turned in that money to checks. And Michael's here.
yeah, he did.
You got 1,400? Like, how much we got?
$10, $20 when I can get it from, looks like it's blood out of attorney. I've done everything but I have them arrested. That might be next. Right now.
The account's in the name of Canning County, so if they bring an account against it, it's in against it.
How many dollars is it?
It's a little over 1,400.
Michael, is this on just one person, or is y'all as a whole?
I can't find him at the moment.
One guy owes $1,400.
Right.
Sounds like these contracts may be individuals to the county.
Let's see.
We'll see there.
It was meant
Volunteer
to,
firemen.
they were meant to stay in
Want
the
my
cash,
radio.
the disaster cash, but they just kept on and on and on of what to do. We tried to put things out there that can help the fire departments, and this one just got out of hand. And I think Michael went and trained up with him a bunch of times, but he apparently didn't get it.
You know what to say, no good deed goes unpunished.
All right.
Maybe we need to let Darryl find him.
I mean, he did, we had it the year before. We took it out of my budget and started fresh and went into an agreement that every chief agreed that it wasn't gonna happen again.
I can't continue letting somebody keep on doing that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He doesn't have a phone now, does he? He don't have that phone now, does he?
No, they're trying
All 150 of them are useless, huh?
Right, so we do have, and it's in the county. we don't
So there's
have-
150 people out there that had a phone?
No, there was just probably 19, maybe 18. And the chiefs, you know, they approved who in their department.
So all the volunteer firemen didn't have one?
No, it was just a select group. And I think the one that Michael had was released to one person, and that person gave it to someone else. Am I not saying this correctly?
Yeah, when you got cut off, ain't got that high.
Pardon?
They should've got cut off before it got that high, what they should've done.
Well, instead of treating them bring 450 to Michael, and they're gonna be
Need to entertain a motion that we give Michael the authority to get our $1,400 back, whatever it takes.
I don't know if Michael, I think if Michael could have got it,
Well, what
by
I'm
now,
saying
he'd
is,
already have it.
Legally,
I think it's a law
legally,
enforcement matter.
sue 'em for it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a civil matter.
You know, it's Moortown, so Michael is Moortown, so we're giving Michael the authority to go get, you know, what's got to be got.
Yeah. So what?
I'll have waitress charges to find the fund. If y'all pay, you got, I don't know what market, do y'all pay for that? To have all that?
You gotta look at it broader long, it costs you more to get it back than
Is that something that when it goes to court, it will come out that way, being that they're county phones and not Moortown phones?
I don't know if you can make him pay for it.
This person's still in the county?
Permission to use digital anyway.
You don't know, it's what he couldn't find him.
Darryl go talk to him.
He signed the contract,
He
right?
signed an
Michael
agreement.
signed the
He
contract.
didn't even turn his kids' phone.
Michael, did he sign a contract with you?
We swapped the contract over to him from the guy that had it started.
So it's between you and him was kind of a gentleman's contract, right? Okay.
The chiefs signed for
The
the phones.
group of
They were
phones.
responsible for their people.
What do y'all want to do?
How long's that been going on? A year?
Like to me, they'd be left turned off.
You know, they just need to be used for what they're intended to, and you can't do favors for.
It's not human nature.
That's right.
Human nature is to take advantage of the government.
What do you want to do?
Sound like you're gonna have to be the county to go after it. Not the fire, not, since they're in the county
I
name.
believe you're gonna have a civil problem on your hands,
You know,
Yep.
not criminal. You've accepted money over from that civil.
It's gonna cost you more in the long run, by the time you get done paying a lawyer and everything,
You-
and drink charges.
As long as he's handing you $10 every now and then, you won't get it.
Oh, no, they just tell the judge what he's been doing, the judge will say,
Doing
okay,
it all
that's
over.
fine. And that's all the judge is gonna say.
I think it's nothing we can do, but at this point.
File a civil suit, $250.
Judgment ain't worth that sheet of paper.
Right.
If he refuses to
I
pay
I
it.
mean, if he says, oh, I can pay $10 a month, that's all he can pay.
Approve or set aside money to pay for rising off, so that they quit calling every 15 minutes.
Not I.
Michael, I hate to say it, but that's gonna rest on y'all. I mean, that's the nature of the beast.
Now, if you won't find it out of your budget somewhere to pay it,
No, more
Fire
time.
budget.
Fire budget.
Would you vote for a budget amendment to do that?
They're not fireboard phones, are they?
The fire board budget, if they can find money to pay that.
They're not fireboard phones.
fireboard phone.
Oh, they're not.
What? No.
No,
Whose phones are
they're,
They're EMA phones, okay.
no, they're county phones.
Okay.
They're put in the county for a disaster, for emergency.
Only way I'll vote to pay it is if we take the phones away
What is that?
and not issue them out to nobody. Let them get their own phone.
Phones are-
Well, since this is the first time I've heard about it, I don't want to make a decision on it that hastily.
Probably a good deal there, but we're gonna have to bring it up, we're gonna have to address it somehow.
Make a note on your budgets and everything, because, you know, even though they are county funds, it's going to come out of the bar budget.
Where are they at? All of them? No, all 150 of them.
No, the rest of the phones are in storage in the cache in the trailer, where they're supposed to be.
All but the 19?
All but the ones that, it was a big ordeal of begging and pleading, and it went on for months before I gave in. That I gave in.
But where are the 19 phones at?
Michael's got them, and then your department's got one, Auburntown's got 3, Eastside's got 1, Midway's got 2 or 3, I think Redmond's got 1. And they don't, those do not have any charges on them. Those were used exactly
Like
what
they're
they were
supposed to.
used.
But they're all turned off.
Everything is turned off right now.
Okay.
If we have a disaster,
Okay.
we're
I
dead in
guess
the
that's
water.
what that is. Well, no, that's radio.
Don't have no radio?
Pardon?
I thought we had radios. I mean, we're talking about not turning them back on.
No, absolutely
So you'll be dead in the water.
not.
We have a disaster.
We have to turn them back on.
But you can't turn them back on because somebody might put $1,400 on one of them.
Not if we don't want to.
What's wrong with their private personal phone?
Okay, okay. I don't know that if we're throwing out little ideas like this, it's gonna catch on at all. But we do have to look at the fact that, there's, these are supposed to be used for something, and somebody has abused it. Well, it needs to be taken care of, and we'll wait for suggestion, Mike.
Michael, is he still on your fire department?
Yeah, for the moment. I hate to keep him off there, I'm gonna be able to do nothing with him.
Doing much with him right now, are you?
I did a few weeks ago, I told him I was gonna have to put in jail, then he come up with 20 bucks.
Need to tell him that every day. Sound like
He cut that phone that he had cut off now, they ain't got phone one.
Send him a letter, tell him he's got 30 days to pay that bill in full, or legal action will be taken. If it's not paid in 30 days, walk down here at Lynn Foster's office, get you a civil warrant to have Darrell served on him, and we'll get it back that way. I don't care if it's not for $1,400, it ain't no better than the $25,000 we're trying to get back right now. It's taxpayer money,
Exactly.
plain and simple, because it's a civil matter, not criminal.
Okay, so you gonna do that, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Make
Okay.
sure it's certified.
Yeah, certified letter.
Return receipt request.
If you need to, go see Kevin and let him help you. Right.
Be glad to.
Okay, Faye, it says down here that, when, of course, it's
I vote
probably the
yes to
majority.
what Kevin said.
Okay, probably the majority here, so it says that we will have, you will double check and update this list and present it to Mr. Gannon and the county commissioners as time permits, right? Okay, we appreciate that. Is there any other questions for the EMA director?
And whoever the budget committee is, I apologize for not being there because I was
He's at the hospital.
made, well, and I wasn't made aware that we were to be brought up that night. So
He's by the way, he's not
Diane
kin to us.
thought it was just fire and
That's fine.
I do apologize.
Bob, are you ready for other?
We are ready for other, but I had called Ricky Cope first, and he was out. Ricky, if you'd come forward, please. We have been dealing with Director Cope on the new ambulance and everything, and one thing that was tied to it was being able to get the grant. And so you were able to get the grant for $15,000, and that is, we've already kind of put out a schedule of everything that needs to be done to be able to get this ambulance, right? Is that correct? Now, on the grant, what will they do? Will they wait until after we've got everything, and then you'll you go after the 15,000, or they'll send it ahead of time?
But we gotta get 3 bids.
Okay, yes, we do.
Once we get the bids, and I'm sure they'll probably take the cheapest bid.
Right.
Then once all that's done, and it's proved through the county court, and they'll come down and give us a check.
Okay, so what are we looking at for you? A month, 2 months?
It'd probably take 2 to 3 months to get it complete, once y'all approve it.
Okay. Appreciate it. This has already been talked about many times, so, all right. Now, you had some other business first. We have somebody in the audience that wanted to talk to us.
Okay, first, Tim Bell is here from the Rescue Squad.
Okay.
And they came to the, several of the members of the Rescue Squad were at the Budget Committee meeting the other night. And they're making a one-time request again, like they did several years ago. And I told him it would be good for him to come to the whole commission so that everybody could hear this one-time request instead of just the Budget Committee hearing it. So Tim Bell's here, and I'll turn it over to him.
You'll pass these left.
Okay.
These up here. Chairman, if you'll pass these to you right there. I guess to your left now. All right, so, good evening. Thanks for letting me come up here and talk to you.
Make sure I get mine first.
Like I said, we had a, your other way. We had a one-time budget request, extra over our budget from last year, $7,500. And I think in the second half, I've got to that, how we got to that figure. If you look on the second page there, I did a chart for you just to show the county's growth. From 1990 to 2010, we had a 24% growth in the county residents. And it's expected if that same line continues on out to 2020, the growth from the period of 1990 to 2020 will be nearly 40%. Now, all those people are not being born in Canton County. All those are being moved in. Average family has 2.3 cars. I don't know how you get a 0.3, but that's how you do it. So if you'll turn over to the next page there, if you think about the urban versus the rural environment, in 2001, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration did a study that showed that 61% of all fatalities occurred in the rural area, although only 40% of vehicles travel those miles, and that accounts for 21% of the population. We know that trauma death is the leading cause of death from age 1 to 44. It's a significant risk for children in unintentional injury. Flip over the next page there. That shows a graph that I took from safekids.org that shows that 61% of trauma-related injuries in children are male, up to 14 years of age in that category. If you go over to the next page, you see the first 3 industries that are affected by trauma care is construction, transportation, warehousing, agriculture, forestry, fishing, and hunting. Although agriculture is the 3rd one down in the work-related injuries, it's the highest related fatalities in the rural environment. Over to the next page, and this is the TDOT's report from 2006 to 2010, and you can see out of 95 counties, we're still ranked 80. If any of you remember when our tags used to be, had an 80 and then a bunch of numbers, we're still ranked at 80. We're 74 out of 95 counties in injury crash rate during this time period. So if you go to the next page, from 2007 to 2011, we ranked 75 out of 95 counties. So that's just a little bit about living in the rural environment and what we've got here at home. To tell you what we need, I have to tell you a little bit about the service. If you look at this graph, this one right here, represents the members that we have on the department at this time. I can tell you who the first 4 are, because I'm one of the first 4 there. The first one is Mike Romeo. He's got 25 years of service in the department. If you come over the next chart here, this kind of just gives you a breakdown. I've divided it in 2 categories: folks that have more than 10 years of service and folks that have less than 10 years. You see that the organization is well diversified in that not only do we have a well-sustained group of folks that have been there for a while, we've got growth within the department and people are interested in it. I'll give you another breakdown about how folks have been on. 15% of the staff has been on more than between 10 and 15 years, 7 between 15 to 20, 11% between 20 and 25 years of service. Tell you a little bit about our missions over to the next page. 76% of what we do is emergency missions. However, it accounts for only just proportioning time of what we do. Although fundraising is only 2% of our volume, it accounts for a large amount of time that we spend with the organization. If you think, next page, if you think about our mission volume, the national labor cost average for rescue workers is $16 an hour. So this is a report that I compiled in 2010 that I took all of our runs times the amount of people that were there, times the amount of hours that they did. And we gave basically $32,000 worth of free labor to the county that year. Over the next page, this is a breakdown on our revenue streams here. 53% of what we do to run the department is through fundraising and donations. The county, you guys here that year in 2010 gave basically 13% of our revenue. 32% was made up of grants, and then less than 2% was other. Over the next page, if we take all of the money that we raise, plus the grants, plus the other, and add that together with our time, we're spending about $1.44 per person in Kansas. So let's go over to the next page, and this is just the revenue stream there, and that kind of gives a bar graph, the breakdown. Look at something. And that's once again for 2010. You can see that substantially the county gives a lot less than any other revenue stream that we have. Okay? So in 2008, on the last page, I think 2007, we came to the county budget, and we were trying to get the first new rescue truck for the county. And the project budget was $60,000. We asked for you guys to put in $10,000. The city put in $2,500. So out of $60,000, $10,000 of that, so you guys paid basically 17%, 16.7%, and the city paid 4.16%. We raised it, so that's 20%. We raised the other 80% through private, most of it was through private foundation money. It was not government grants. I like to get those private foundation money because they it's less restrictive than a lot of the government grants. So we were able to pay that off in 2 years. Okay. So what we're coming to you to ask for this year is we got some grant money and we had bought a trailer. We in 2008 had got a Polaris Ranger from the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Foundation. And the way I wrote that grant was that it would be used throughout the county for basically any department that needed it. We needed a way of hauling it because we were hauling it in our own trailers and stuff. And so we got about half the money for that trailer cost in private foundation grants. And so we bought the trailer. And it was in our strategic budget to buy a truck to pull the trailer because we've been pulling their own vehicles. And so a brand new truck would cost about $55,000. And this January, one of the local dealers had a 2008 model truck that's a diesel, and it had 100,000 miles on it. It looked like a brand new truck. And he gave us a really good deal on it. And the squad approved for us to buy it. We had enough money to make a down payment on it. And so Michael Underhill and I went down and signed the loan for that. And so the total for these two pieces of equipment is $46,000. So basically, we were very successful one time asking for this. We think that we have a proven track record in what we're doing, providing resources and putting resources in the county with a very minimal cost to the taxpayers. So we're asking for this one-time budget you know, for next year, an extra $7,500, and that would be those same percentages. It's my understanding the city's already approved $2,000, which is that right around that 4.5% there. And we believe that if you guys give us this, we'll be able to pay that loan off within at least 18 months, if not this year. I'd like to get that. Michael Underhill and I signed the notice for that, for the county to get this stuff. And we'd like to get that paid off. It's got to be paid off somehow. If the squad don't pay it off, Michael and I have got a brand new truck, I guess. So you drive it 1 week and I drive it the next. It's not a brand new, but it certainly is very useful for us, for what we need. So questions?
Now, the last time, you say when we gave you money, you paid us back on that, right?
No, that was a one-time.
So it was a one-time kind of.
One-time budget in 2007.
It's been 5 years since we did that.
Yeah. Okay, that was Moortown that we had lent some money to and they paying it back, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Any questions for Tim?
So we think this is a sound financial investment for the county. This equipment will last for 20 years. If you divide this amount of money out over 20 years, it's less than $500 a year. Before we got the new truck, in 2008, our primary rescue truck was 20 years old. It's still in service, it's kind of in a secondary role. So the equipment is a good investment because it'll last such a long amount of time. We most recently just used this equipment over here. Not only do we use it for emergency missions, but we've helped out with the fishing rodeo. It's going over to Auburn for the Red Apple Days. We've helped out with, I think, the Lions Club, with some of their events and stuff. Anywhere there's a large gathering of people that we need to transport people or whatever. Well, the ambulance service is used. We've either provided it to an organization within the county or we've took it to them with a driver.
Just one question. There's a box trailer, and I don't know that it's not over there at the ambulance. I don't know if it says EMA on it or what, but it's a white trailer.
Belongs to the ambulance service.
Belongs to ambulance service?
It was back to Homeland Security.
Yep.
Okay. I just looking at it, looks like it's never been cleaned, that's all. I just wondered if they were taking care of the equipment.
That's just the way they do when they sit out like that, aluminum top.
Okay. Now, you had told us that he had come to you and talked to you, and you said it was better that he come to the commission to be able to talk. When he talked to you, was he asking for a decision to be made?
He wanted us to, the rescue squad requested that we put this $7,500 in their budget for the coming year that starts, Monday.
Okay.
And if we had some guidance from the rest of the commission, then we would know whether it was, something we could do or something we couldn't do.
Okay, so that's what basically what I was asking. You wanted guidance on it. It's not the fact that you didn't think it was something that should be done.
Well, I think we did it 5 years ago and it worked out in a fine fashion, and I think we ought to do it again here in 5 years. It's my personal opinion.
It's $46,000 worth of equipment for $7,500.
And the city's already agreed to do their part, just like they did the last time. So I think we ought to do it.
Well, good.
They're doing a part. I don't know if they're doing their part or not.
Well, that's a question I had because usually we get a recommendation, and so you brought Tim here because he could explain it a whole lot better.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's a pretty good. That's a pretty good chunk, and it would be awful to get to bring a budget to full commission and them say we don't like the 7,500 and we have to go back.
Right.
Because it's not something that's in there every year that we're used to seeing. I guess that's why it would be better if we just had an idea of what everybody thought.
So, if I could say one more thing here. We realized several years ago that if we just sat around and say, I wish the county would give us this or whatever, we realized that you know, the county's got limited fund. I mean, I know where you get the funds. I made a fund deposit in February. So, I know where you get it from. So, we realized that we couldn't get it all from the county, and we'll never be able to fill all the needs through donations, and we'll never be able to fill it all through grants. But when you take and divide it out amongst different revenue streams, it makes the impossible possible. We put $100,000 worth of equipment through that organization in the last 5 years, and it's all paid for except this one note right here. And it's because we had a sound, strategic, and financial plan to get stuff. And basically, it was because we were tired of sitting around with nothing, or old equipment. And we went around to enough other departments and figured out what they did, and in that, we started after it, and we've been blessed.
Well, one of the things, Tim, when you sat there and explained it, y'all sat around saying, I wish that the county could. The county, we cannot just give you any, you have to request the money. We don't do that. We don't say, well, let's give such and such. But just like Robert Simpson when he was sheriff, the commission used to beg him to ask for money. He said he wouldn't do it. And they never gave him money.
Well, let me say one thing, you made a good presentation.
Yeah.
Real good.
So I've learned to
Let me ask
make
one
those,
other thing.
I've learned to make those drafts, and if you don't give us the money this year, it'll be a 30-page report next
Let's go for it. Auburn Town, did you hit them up for any money into it? Their city?
No, we haven't. We have a very good working relationship with the department now. In 1994, we only have one set of extrication equipment, and Auburn Town has got an older set and it's kind of underpowered.
I was talking
We
about the
actually had
city.
to borrow that from them. We've worked good with them on that over the years. We provide coverage for that because they have limited capabilities there. No, we did not ask the city of Auburn Town.
It's another place to go see.
I'll be worth a try.
Kevin, from the way that you were saying, Kevin George, the way that you were saying, I reckon we're waiting for a motion from you then.
I don't think we're looking for a motion.
I think, 'cause that'll be put into the budget.
We just,
So you're gonna put that.
we was looking for a feeling.
Right, we just, I
We
think,
were trying to see how everybody,
I think what they want to know if they're gonna get shot in the foot or not.
well, I don't think it's a bad thing for us to see what everybody thinks about something like that.
Especially since it was a one-time request, see, it
Right.
wasn't something that's gonna be recurring every year. It's a one-time request, just like it was 5 years ago. Now, 5 years ago, it was handled outside of the budget.
through
correct?
contributions,
No,
probably.
Was it in your budget?
It was
Okay.
it was a one-time.
It was one time.
It was in the contribution, on the
Probably.
contribution page,
Okay,
on the
yeah,
back.
that's where it was.
It's better, and it's better for him to get up here and do this and everybody to see it than it is
Yeah.
for
us to come
one
down
of us
to
to
you.
call everybody and talk
Sure,
to
this
everybody on
is,
the
yeah,
telephone.
it was real enlightening to me as far as that goes.
And we got, how many members in the rescue squad, 25?
27, I think, is what's on this page, or 25.
And very dedicated people too.
Mhm. Have you got anything else?
No, that was all.
Okay, on other business, I don't know nothing about the man, but Mr. Lawson here wants to address the commission about somebody, I don't even know, do you live here in the county?
No, sir, we live in,
1111, okay, we're ready to hear what you have to say then.
thank y'all for letting me address you here. If you think I'm nervous, you're exactly correct. I'm not used to speaking. I know a lady who lives here in the county. Has been here for about 25 years. Okay, she's an elder lady. Matter of fact, she used to work for me years ago. She retired. We've been keeping up with her for years. So she's had her husband pass away. She had 3 children, 2 of those passed away. She lives in a trailer. And I got a letter here dated June the 20th. it kind of broke my heart. That's the reason I'm standing here right now. That she lived in the trailer, and she's had, 3 years ago, she had a spring that she had derived the water from. Someone else that went dry, or whatever happened. So she didn't have any water. So Mr. Gannon, I think she called in and made badly out of this, as far as that he sent a truck over there every so often to supply her 1,000 gallons of water every once a month. The gas ways, Walker Fire Department. They've been doing this about 2 years. March the 8th, they canceled that. Now, they didn't send her a letter or any notice whatsoever. They upset her greatly because when they finally brought the last water, she said, "This is it." They said, "This is it. There'll be no more water." She just went hysterical because water is pretty basic. And on top of that, she's got a daughter that's well up in age, and she lost her job. So both of them live in the trailers, and yet they don't have any water source. And she's done wrote the governor, she wrote several legislators, and it comes down to two things. Either water be hauled in, or one a line out there to her. Now, two or three of the officials, political officials, suggested digging a well. Was a gentleman pretty prominent in this area. I went to see her about it. I got his name here somewhere. But she was going to borrow the money if she could get it. Dig a well. The gentleman said, "Ma'am, save your money. You're wasting it. Because you have about a 30% chance of getting the oil. And in doing that, you're probably going to get sulfur water." So she's got somebody to bring her water temporarily. And she has no money other than Social Security. And she was paying $12, I think, for 1,000 gallons through the water department. She's paid $125 now for the same amount. She's on fixed income. She's got arthritis real bad. And she even don't take her medicine right because she don't have the money to buy it. Like it should be bought and taken like it should be taken. So we'll come up here, we got Mr. Gannon and this gentleman, and they suggested I just come before you. I know personally, and what I'm telling you is correct. I've got a letter, if you want to make a copy, give it to you, gentlemen, for what she sent me, verifying this. And she don't even know I'm here. She has no idea. And I want to help her. I called the legislature myself, because they haven't answered me back, but they said the problem is if I could address here. And I don't think this, she's done called and said it's not feasible for them to run the water line out there cost effective, because the people who's there, it's not enough that would make it worthwhile. Okay, the other option is to bring the water to it. So that in a nutshell is my address to you. Mr. Hammond, do you want to add anything to that? He's talked to her a number of times.
Be happy if any commissioners have questions. I can
He's familiar with it himself.
That residence on Blair Branch.
What happened, Jimmy, several years ago, her well, her spring was dry, and she's a widow woman, living by herself, and I think she's in her 80s.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with her now for 6 or 7 years, and she's really in a pitiful shape, to be honest with you. So I called Jimmy Williams. Jimmy was retired, and he was happy to do it, and he would take her water up, I don't know how often, and she paid for the water. And Jimmy used the fire truck at Gasaway and hauled her water. We tried everything in our power to get her city water. City water line's a half a mile from her house, well, that's $50,000. And the only hope, and this is a slim hope, is the water line that we're about to start at Lake Ann, Sound Ridge, and one other road. Maybe it's on, but anyway, if it comes in, say $50,000 under bid, we might could get them to let us run that on the Blair branch, I believe is where she lives. But there's no way we can get it to qualify in a grant or anything because it's really one house up there. She's in bad shape. They've even tried, I've had Upper Cumberland working with her. They've been over there even recently, and they even were going to move her in Hilltop Manor. And with her income and the amount of medicine she buys, she probably could live there pretty well free. But her daughter now is unemployed living with her. There's no two-bedroom apartments over there, so that's not that nice. And she's in dire need. Now, I had Jimmy hauling water to her, I'll tell you right up front, and Jimmy got to pay for the water, and he did it, donated his time. I didn't even know they'd stopped taking the water until about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I think.
I think they stopped when the truck went down.
That would be the Gasaway truck.
That's the biggest reason the truck is down.
Does the road have a cover or something broke through to where you couldn't get in there with the truck?
Not
a few times.
It did have it one
It's
time,
off.
or?
It's on the road's off.
Not that I'm aware.
That's why we told them to stop.
But I would really like to, and Jimmy Williams told me today he would still be glad to take her water, and she can afford $12 a load. Of course, somebody private's charging her for brain cancer, that's $100. She can't buy her medicine, and she'll say, and you know, it's dry and hot as it is, it's just temporary, you know. The lady could, her 80 years old, could lay up there and die, you know, if she ran out of water.
Where do they
Does she
take the
own that?
water?
Do they own it? Do they own the property?
Yes, but nobody will buy it because the economy, because there's no water. There's no city water, and one spring she had went dry. I believe I'm telling that right. And I'd never met
Nobody
this gentleman until this afternoon, and he was an old friend of hers, and he'd come up and try to help her, and I explained what, and we've done everything we know to do. The only hope I've got is if this water line comes in under bid, we might be able to spend it over there to the amount awarded.
Well, $50,000 is too much to spend on a water line to go up there, right?
Well, I mean, if you add that to a project, say, there has to be 50% low to moderate, 51% low to moderate income, there's a lot of restrictions. And the number of households served plays a part. Well, you've got a half a mile basically to one household. So it really doesn't qualify for anything. So we've tried every angle, everything we know of emergency money. Federal government, she's written the governor and state legislators, and they refer her to somebody, you know, in the proper departments. Well, then they tell her to dig a well. I think a 30% chance, and is that right?
Right,
They told her
all
had
told, dig a well.
30% chance of getting water, and then it would probably be some for $5,000 she doesn't have for a 30% chance. She's in bad shape, I'll just tell you.
We can't use a $65,000, ruin a $65,000 truck going up that road anymore. That's why we stopped it, because the road's so bad. Well, we did. We told them to stop.
But we didn't
Not
have-
to, we told them not to use the new trucks to take that water up there, because that road was such shape. Is what we
I didn't
did.
realize the road, and it's.
That's why the Gasaway truck is all to pieces, going up there.
That's the
When I for house catches fire, you gonna let them go up there?
Yeah, but it won't catch on fire but once. It won't catch on fire every few days.
On their run sheets, it's like 100 run sheets of delivering water.
That, the issue you're dealing with here is church problems that the church needs to be dealing with. You're way too good in the county. I fuss at you a lot, but I see what you're dealing with now. You're dealing with issues that you're overly good to everybody. You got compassion for the people what you be like. You're trying to help this lady. and they're saying you keep doing the $65,000 truck up there. That truck needs to go up there if it costs $150,000 to help that lady, if you believe in Christianity.
I don't know how many runs as far as official runs.
We need to buy one to do that with then.
But the old, my idea was to take the old.
How far did you say?
Let's buy one, I'll give me a tank.
No.
I don't know, I know nothing
Watch me,
about
I'm gonna get
that.
aggravated right
The
now.
old Moortown truck. We can't use it for fire.
No, from the end of the water line.
No, give it to the county. Let the county take it.
Has
Let the
any of
county
these
take it.
agencies looked at a private water line just for her?
Oh, no, you go, they wrote the check for the fundraising.
No, I mean, go to the plumbing shop
Michael's still here.
and get an estimate on what it costs to lay
Let the
a one
county take
inch
it.
line from the end of that line to her house.
Well, let Moortown volunteer.
50,000 is probably high, and I think, well.
First off,
Well, wait a minute, you're talking about, I'm talking about a house, I'm talking about a household line.
Not that I know of.
it's gotta go, it's gotta be scrapped.
'Cause I know several people that run their own
Give it to
line.
the junkyard and let the county go back and purchase it. Let the county do it.
County don't own, can't hear what they're saying. Yeah, Moortown wrote the check for that fundraising money.
But I thought it had, when that grant was wrote, it had to go.
It has to go out of service.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
See, that's what we, that's.
All right, hold on.
Ask him, but if he says, yeah, we'll haul water to her from now, there's $12,000 truck he can't sell and make money off of.
Kevin.
For a while.
Thank you.
Maybe we get a bunch of churches to go together and run, and throw in some money and run her a private line. Russell's got a good point. I don't know, that's something that I'll be happy to work on.
There's 5 or 6 on Tassie Road that run their own line. Maybe that may be overstating it. I know of 3 that run their own line from the end of the line to their
As long
house.
as it's this dry and everything, because and if I have Jimmy take her water, y'all go buy my hand.
Hang on a minute. Michael George, what's the status of the old tanker that you had that the new tanker replaced?
We'll have to put the pump and everything back in. It's all stripped out.
Well,
It's not being used as a fire truck.
It can't be driven by a firefighter.
Oh, I know.
either. It
I
can't
know.
be used in any type of emergency response whatsoever.
Give it to the county.
I don't think this is an
That
emergency.
wouldn't be an emergency response though.
The highway
Let
department.
the county.
Hey, can we not, if,
Can the county highway
Gasaway
department?
can't use their truck, right? Does it run at all?
This tanker,
Gasaway's truck,
so that.
Gasaway's truck's down, won't run?
Yeah, because they've got,
Won't even run?
They got the 500 gallon, the county motor truck, is what they got.
Yeah, but that's the one we said we couldn't go up there with.
Hold on.
This truck has to go to a salvage yard first. Then somebody can turn around and work a deal at $2, $3, whatever. That's fine. But because this truck, and it's black and blue on it, it has to go to a salvage yard.
And that truck, can we transport water with
And
that?
it can't be driven by a
Well, I put
firefighter.
them back together,
If you
but it'd be.
give that or sell that to Pelham for $5 and I buy it, say I buy it personally and bring it down here, could we haul that water with it? Maybe I.
Here's the problem with that, is that truck was bought with donation money from the people out there in that area, that county. And they wrote the check. Moortown wrote the check for it, the county didn't write a check for that. That truck belongs to Moortown, belongs to those people that donated the money for it.
The truck has to be salvaged.
It has to be salvaged, but if it's gonna be salvaged and then donated back to anywhere, it's gonna be donated back to Moortown. So they can sell it, if they wanna sell it to the county for $500 or whatever.
It can't go back to Moortown. It's gonna have to go under a different name.
That's exactly right. We got that took care of.
I've got the truck. I'll get a 1,000-gallon tank, I'll put it on a truck or a trailer, and you get it hauled up there. And we'll solve this problem, because people don't want to help the people
I've got
that
a
in the
military
county.
truck, but the brakes on it are shot, and we could use it for that, but it's shot.
He's with them, they're gets it out of the county, right?
We don't have to worry about the Moortown Fire Department giving anything. We can get it back the other way.
I'll give it to you to work it out.
We'll work it out. Don't worry about it.
That's good. That's good, yeah. Let's solve that. Here we go. What's next?
All right, any more business?
I got something. We talked at the budget meetings the other night, when all of us were there, about I talked to Darrell about, he's got the gas cards with the sheriff's department. And Mike said he thought that'd be a good idea. Everybody at the budget committee thought it was a good idea, so I would like to make a motion tonight that the county go on the gas cards. And I think Darrell can help Mike with getting it done, and it won't, I don't think it'll be a big deal. They do it through a co-op, and then anybody that's going to use county gas will have a card and they'll have a number on their name, and any one of us can look at the end of the month to see how much gas they used.
So you want to, in your motion, you want to do away with the ones we got now?
Yep.
Completely.
I want to do away with the system we got now and go to the gas card system like the sheriff's department has.
You need a second.
I done seconded it. Like the ambulance already got it.
I think the ambulance has got it and the sheriff's department's got it.
In terms of the whole county's gonna go to it.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Do away with the fuel tank over at.
Do away with that fuel tank, and Mike can dispose of it, do whatever you want to do with that fuel tank if we do
I
that.
think it belongs to D&D.
D&D.
Okay.
I think.
Well, just whatever, that'll have it out of the way and have it taken care of. And does that make
Motion in a second.
I second.
The motion has been made by Kevin George and seconded by Kevin Mooneyham that everyone, like the fire
In the
departments,
county.
everybody?
county.
Every county department.
every county department will be
I don't
going.
want a drop of county gas to come out of that tank anymore. I want it to come out of the car, where I can look and see who spent what, who used what.
You got that? Cynthia, you got it? Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Just a minute before you call the roll.
To do what?
To go to a fuel card.
Fuel card.
system.
One good thing about that, in the event this tank leaks, we would be responsible for the environment being contaminated. And if we do this, the tank leaks, it's the co-op or whoever's responsibility. It takes the liability off the county. And that everybody that buys, gets gas now at the gas tank over at the community center will have a card issued, and I'll have a list of those cards. We just got to get with the co-op. I'm a little worried about make sure that every time it's filled up, it's a county vehicle and not a personal vehicle. But I don't know how they do that, but Darrell knows how. So I'll get with him and we'll.
No matter what vehicle they fill up, it'll still be on their name, and they'll have to answer for where they went and what they used that fuel for.
But I think in the long run, it will
We do it at work.
take a big
You put
liability
your
off.
car number in, employee ID, and the mileage. That way it keeps up with how much between fill-ups. You see what I'm saying? And that's depending on the card carrier. That ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, we're talking about after hours. Okay, anyway, the last time that I can remember that tank down there at the fairgrounds being worked on at all was in 1998. I don't know if they've done anything else afterwards, so it's pretty well near its end of usefulness anyway. So,
It's got video.
Yeah.
any more questions?
That's another point.
One,
The video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
are these cards able to be used anywhere in the county?
We use the co-op.
Co-op only.
Co-op on. Rats.
And they will not work at any other co-op. They only work at county co-op.
We'll let you bid on it if you can you do that? The reason they used them because they have already set up for that.
Do what, Darrell? You get, county don't pay taxes, but co-op takes it off quarterly on their federal, state taxes that the everyday customers charge. We pay the regular price at the pump just like anybody does, but quarterly co-op, they don't give it back, they credit you.
They adjust the account
What
for
happens
the
if they're outside the county, gotta fill up? What happens then? That's what's going on.
39.7 road tax.
What happens if
They
they're outside
adjust
the county, you
account
gotta
for
fill
that.
up? What do you do then?
Every tax that comes off and the state
You have to come back, pay it.
That's what it is.
Reimbursement, okay.
That's what we
PO?
do. And you have to get PO, which you prove in the game.
It'd certainly be more
That's
accurate.
in that big black truck. I said that.
Okay.
It'll be more accurate, we'll have a
Print out right
records
there.
of what's been used and who used it.
And you won't be locked in the price.
Take some liability off of us.
You'll pay market price for gas.
You'll always
He's calling
have two of them.
We ready to vote?
Yeah.
We're ready
We
to
got a
vote.
motion in 1 second.
All the county vehicles, buy gas, go up. For the cars,
But we need, any time to convert it, it'll take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Mark Barker.
Yes.
Russell Lee.
Yes.
Kenny Emanuel.
Yes.
Todd Allenberg.
Yes.
Kevin George.
Yes.
Jim Wood.
Yes.
Sam Higgins.
Yes.
Tony Neal.
Yes.
Kevin Mooney.
Yes.
Bob Stephen.
Yes. All right, do we out here a motion to adjourn? Hold on,
Hold on.
Hey, y'all need to tell me ahead of time whether or not we got.
You sent this one to us.
Oh, we've been trying.
But he had some,
Who had some?
he brought up, what y'all just.
Let's back up a little bit here. Paul, I appreciate what you said, okay? Now, I know it's an emotional issue, and I know this lady needs help. But what we get into, I mean, this is, I know it don't make no sense. But what we get into, yes, this lady needs help. And if we do our part here to try to help her, okay, then there's others that's out there too. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't say, I said the church was new.
Exactly.
I didn't say the county should.
No, but what I just wanted to explain.
You put a truck in front of somebody's life and livelihood.
Right.
That is going up and beyond what's called for in life.
Exactly.
That'd be like saying I drive over you with a $65,000 truck with you in the ditch and not stop and help you.
Right.
Because I don't want to use it. Why don't you want to use the truck to help the people of the county? You're coming in here and asking us for tax dollars every week to help the county. Why not use the equipment to help the county?
I mean, I understand your point.
And I don't have, and you won't ever convince me no other way. If you can't help the people in the county, who can help?
Well,
And I know you're gonna say that if you help one, you gotta help them all. You have to help the people that needs help. The money don't need to go to Washington and come back to Cannon County. The money needs to stay in Cannon County. You need to help the people in Cannon County. We don't need to be worried about the grants coming in to buy these fire trucks and things. We need to be concentrating on how to do the job in the county to the best of our ability. Like I said in here the other week, if the people see the results, they see you helping these people, they don't care to put money back into it. But make comments that you don't want to send a truck to somebody's house to provide them with water and weather this type of condition.
Right.
Is putting your feelings of money above somebody's life. And that's not right. I don't care who you are, where you are, anything about it.
You're exactly right. Now, what I'm wanting to ask these gentlemen here, until, and I'm going along with Russell on this, that we can get a private line ran, we can check and see how much it's gonna cost. I'm sure we can get volunteers to help with this, to try to get this woman water, okay? Now, gentlemen, until we can get this, where we can get her a private line up there, I do not see no trouble of getting her water until we can get this private line run to her. I mean, we can go to the churches and say, look, we have got this lady, elderly lady, we'd like to have donations, and I know good and well the churches will help us to get this lady water. But in the meantime, while we're working on this, I'd like to have a little bit of open-mindedness about this to keep this lady in water.
Sounds like we need to get the road department out there to fix the road too.
Well, I mean, like I said, while we're working on this, then we'll talk to the road departments if we get the road, you know, where the trucks and everything can run up and down through there where it won't beat it to death.
Don't be poking me.
My understanding though that the damage to the road, the tile was off of the county road. County's not allowed to go on it. And I know
It's not county property.
Worked on it. I just wonder what kind of shape.
Hey, when I was on the fire department, I stretched the hose 250 feet to a man's tank to put water in.
Yeah.
2.5-inch hose.
We can
By
fill the
myself.
swimming pools up with people, but we can't carry a person water.
Hey,
So-
I think they've been hollering water this woman till the truck tore up, then what you said about.
Yeah.
You know, they've been hauling water anyway, this woman until that.
Well,
tore up, so.
like I said, who has a tanker? Michael? Other than, which other departments has tankers?
We got one, Motown's got one.
It's only got enough left.
What capacity tank does she have? Anybody know? Just 1,000, or will it hold more than that?
I don't know what she's got.
What how much do your regular fire trucks, how much they have?
1,000 gallons.
1,000 gallon?
The one that
Okay,
they use in the county truck with 500 gallon in it.
okay,
They got one over the gasway, they can use that truck.
okay, okay. So now, gentlemen, until we can get our churches together and get the community involved in this and help this elderly lady out that she can't do for her own, I entertain that we help this lady and keep her with water until we get her a line up there to her place. Now, if we can't do that, I'm sorry. There's no hope for none of us.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Michael, can you take care of it?
Yeah, Gasaway can still haul, yeah.
That's why we got that through water. We need-
Oh, I thought we done settled down.
No, we didn't settle it. No.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Jim made the motion.
Mr. Neal seconded.
And his motion is to authorize the fire department to take the water. Is that right?
Until we can get the lines run to her place. Then after that, then everything goes back to normal.
And on your comment to the swimming pools, we stopped that too. They're not allowed to haul water in the swimming pools anymore, so.
You sure it's been stopped?
Yes.
Well, they're supposed to have stopped anyway.
We're done. Hold on.
Yes.
Jimmy Mangles,
Yes.
Bob Oliver,
Yes.
Kevin George.
Yep.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Clint Higgins.
Yes.
Tony Neal.
Yes.
Kevin Mooneyham.
Yeah.
Bob Dutcher.
Yes.
Question.
Yes,
Did
sir.
y'all say stop hauling water for swimming pools even though we're charging them thousands of feet?
No, sir, I did not say that. That come from over here.
What did you say, Tony?
I thought we voted to stop that too when we voted to stop hauling water to her.
With the tankers that we purchased with fundraiser money?
Well, no, your own vehicle, you can do what you want to.
Okay.
It's just the county vehicle.
Michael,
We charge per feet, that's right.
can you, can y'all take care of that?
The what, the lady with the water?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Thank you very much.
That it?
Chairman's not saying anything yet.
I'm being quiet, about to fall asleep
Yeah.
over
Is there any more business?
We
to
had
come
somebody
before the
else
meeting?
here.
You got your
Well,
own
that's
business.
what I've asked.
Okay, just making sure
We
you
need to
didn't
scrap-
forget it.
Do we need to surplus that truck so y'all can scrap it?
Yeah, you can. Surplus it tonight, then that way I take the penalty.
We can take the penalty. We need
I make a
to-
motion that we surplus the tanker that has to be scrapped,
I second.
so they can take it to Pelham's tomorrow and scrap it.
Then I get to pay what she needs.
That's right. That gets the paperwork clear on the grant.
Gets it all.
Is that right?
Make you deal to get
That
it back
takes care of
first,
the grant, don't it?
We'll need a receipt from Pelham's.
Just need a receipt from Pelham's.
And Mike sign off on it, and receive it with the federal government.
No, we haven't scrapped. It has to be scrapped according to.
I thought it was out of service, is what I thought it was, but.
I got a first and second on that?
Yeah.
All right, we're up for a vote.
Bob Oliver, second.
I think that could be
Mark
all in
Parker.
favor.
Yes.
Russell Reed.
Yes.
Jimmy Mangles.
Yes.
Bob Oliver.
Yes.
Kevin George.
Yes.
Jim Bush.
Yes.
Clint Higgins.
Yes.
Tony Neal.
Yes.
Kevin Mooneyham.
Yeah.
Bob Dutcher.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Now.
this gentleman sitting over here.
You got something in your hand, and they keep saying that somebody's had their hand up behind me. So,
This was in our packet. It's for the library board.
the library board, we
I
have
just wanted
got
to make
to.
sure we-
Yeah, that's something, all we have to do is give the okay on, because she's the one that's gonna be in charge of her, her own people, you know, as far as the board goes.
So they
What it
take a
is,
vote
Bobby,
on
they're
that?
talking about is that the library board, Ms. Ott, has asked that we clarify or affirm her choices to be on the board, which some are going back on the board again, so. Go ahead and make that motion.
I make the motion to accept the library's recommendations for the trustee board.
I second it.
All in favor?
All in favor? Those opposed? Now, sir, if you'll stand up.
Yeah. What do y'all pay property tax?
State your name, please.
Sales tax.
Yeah, we don't know who you are.
Oh, my name's Ralph Harvey.
All right, come on up here, sir.
If you're gonna raise property tax, you're gonna raise sales tax.
No,
I
we
don't
ain't
want to let
sales
the people
tax.
vote on changing the footage from a church to a store to sell beer.
All right, say again now. You're from Short Mountain
Short Mountain Market.
Market, okay. You had called me because you want to know what the thought that the beer board might change the regulation between how far from a church
To a store.
to a store. Okay. Go ahead. and-
Well, can't we put that on the agenda for people to vote on
Don't know.
That's pretty much a state law.
it? That
isn't it?
way there.
It's state law.
That's a county.
Well, that way there, they're all registered voters.
Won't county can change
Because I
it.
got a petition with over 500 signatures, you'd have to check to make sure they're all registered voters.
That's not a referendum, is it? Can't do a referendum, can you? That'd be up to us.
I mean,
That'd be up to us. That wouldn't be a referendum.
That way-
Same thing as changing the hours, wouldn't it, during the Sunday, wouldn't it?
All you gotta do is change the footage to like 800 to 1,000 feet.
When we vote on some of the different things like that, we are not changing state law.
State
If we
law.
vote on this, or had to have it done, it would be state law, wouldn't it?
No, county has the authority to change the
To
distance.
change the distance.
To lower it, not raise
You
it.
can't make it longer, you can make it shorter.
2,000 state maximum, and that's what we set it at, and all, but the beer board need to recommend, and then the commission vote whether, you can't
If
make.
you're gonna
any
change
more
that, you
to-
got
Is it
change it for
1,000
every
or
store.
2,000? I'm-
2,000.
Right, it'd be countywide, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta cut it down to, you gotta cut it down to 100 feet so that
We don't-
Victory Market
we-
can sell
They've
it.
got a different beer board for the city limits.
Right?
Well, I know,
Ain't-
but
you can't- we ain't picking winners and losers there, you go.
It's gotta go before the bigger board before it comes to us.
Absolutely.
I ain't for picking winners. If we're gonna let one.
I can't hear this woman.
The beer board needs to look at it, if they recommend, make a recommendation to the commission.
Here you go.
then the
We're back to
commission would have
committees. If we got committee, it hadn't even been before the beer board.
Right,
This is where it needs to go first.
right, and you were told that you had to go to the beer board.
You know, I got told to go to all kinds of people, call this man, call this man, call this man. I ain't getting nowhere.
Did they just not listen to you, or did you tell you no?
When,
They kept telling me they didn't know.
when's our next commissioners meeting?
On the 14th of July.
14th of July. All right, hour before the 14th of July, the beer board will meet to hear your case.
And that's you're on the beer board?
I'm chairman of the beer board.
Okay,
And Kevin's on the beer board.
And,
Tommy Malone.
okay, and when is that gonna meet, Jim?
Hour
About
before the
14th,
commissioners
9
meeting.
o'clock.
9 o'clock.
We will be meeting up here on a Saturday morning, on the 14th of July, and the beer board has agreed that they will meet you at 9 o'clock, and the commission starts at 10 o'clock.
All right.
How many people from the Church of God has called y'all? I've been
I've
wore
had
out.
one
Me too.
Yeah, I've had several calls.
I've had letters,
Oh, anyway,
postcards.
Oh, is that you got letter in the mailbox?
should they
Are they calling for or against?
against it, of course.
Well, are they
Imagine
all
that.
registered voters?
Well, we don't-
Everybody's telling me they got to be a registered voter. Are they all registered voters?
Well, I'm gonna call the person that's talked to me, and then I'll have them come up and address the beer board too.
Because, I mean, you can't see that church from my store. And then, the only time people's in that building is a Wednesday and a Sunday. We can't sell beer here on Sunday. So, I mean, what would it be bothering?
Well, that's something that the beer board will take up.
But see, it's kind of like, how come y'all can change it in town and people can, just wait. Y'all can change it in town, people can buy beer. Hold on.
That's the city. They're two
I
different
know.
entities.
What I'm saying is, there's all kinds of churches around there too. So if you go to this church in town, you're allowed to have beer near you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I am not going to insult her like that.
No, that's not.
That's like Auburn, they have Sunday beer, but their mayor.
We're not asking for Sunday.
I know,
We're out in the
ma'am, but
middle, I mean, we're just out in the middle of
We're in the
nowhere.
same, well, it's in the same realm.
I'm trying to explain why something is different in a city versus the county. The city of Auburntown has Sunday beer. The man that built the store over there originally went to the Auburntown mayor and board of aldermen, and they passed a Sunday beer law.
And they annexed him into the city limits because city overrides county authority.
And they
You see
paved
what
the
I'm-
whole roads with beer taxes.
Exactly.
And the same way here in the city of Woodbury.
I'm just looking at what,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
money
We
would
understand
bring
what
you're
for,
saying.
to help the city of Woodbury. That's what we're looking at.
Well, you're
One of-
Well,
wanting to
see,
help the
you won't
county.
help you just be helping the county, you won't be the city.
Yeah, and one of the things is, well, you've already accomplished what you came here for, because your husband,
Somewhat, yeah.
your husband said that nobody would listen to him. Now you have a meeting with the beer board at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, July 14th.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
thank you. Now, did you make a motion there?
To adjourn.
Who seconds that? What, Corey?
I just wanted to know, and this is very quick.
Get better.
About 2 months ago, y'all guys come in here and y'all were really kind of upset because y'all didn't have proper notice on some agenda or something. You needed 5 or 10 days, whatever it was, to be able to review it in order to have that. So you adjourned. And one of the things that I've always had an issue with, and you know this from the past conversations, is the other business section on your agenda. As a citizen, why shouldn't I have the same kind of notice about what's coming out on your agenda as y'all do about what y'all got on your agenda 5 or 6 days, whatever it is before? So I'm requesting that you take that completely off your agenda. Stop
Other
using
business.
Other business,
Yeah,
yes.
we had addressed that, as everyone knows, that we said that we didn't want any county entity coming in here using that as a way to get in,
Now, I know
okay?
you can't stop things like tonight and the
Right, well, we have,
water and different things like that.
you know, just like we've been reminded many, many times tonight by a lot of people that we get their tax money, we should do this, and why can't we do that, and everything else. The commission has a lot of rules to go by in the first place. But because people want to address the commission, and it's their right to address the commission, we have to have a place to where they can do it. That would be under other business. Now, the other business that comes here tonight, one of them, we just found out about right there. The second one, we found out about it right there. Now, the 2 other things that we had coming for it, which would have been Fay and the ambulance service right there, was called to me after I had already brought y'all, hand-delivered y'all's packets. So I couldn't put it in there, but it was still time to be able to get that in. We'll take that into consideration because I don't like, this is almost where you have no control over this. You know, it's when everybody starts coming up and you're talking to different people, and we're supposed to have control, and I think everybody had agreed to have control. So,
Thank you.
that's something to put into, yeah, thank you, Corey. Paul?
One more question. Who policy on ethics policies in Cannon County? Because there's things that's going on in this office, around this table, that needs to be addressed. Now, I've studied the book the last couple of months, and I understand that we're supposed to address it to Mike or the county attorney. I want to know who is the legal county attorney for Cannon County.
Well, Mike Corley still is.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's not by law a full-town county attorney.
No, there's been a gentleman's agreement that he would be, that we could call on him at any time. Now, Paul, I can't hardly talk, but if you're gonna ask me a question, then let me answer it, okay? Without having to ride over you.
If you'll answer it the way the law says, instead of saying a gentleman's agreement, just like Michael over there signing that agreement with that gentleman for $1,400 and not getting his money back. That's a gentleman's agreement.
I know.
Okay, what I'm asking is who do I go to talk to about what's going on here in Cannon County?
As far as?
I'll deal with that with them.
No, I mean, as far as, is it gonna be a commission, is it gonna be a commission issue? See, you're doing it again.
I'm not talking about you.
I would talk to, I was gonna tell you who I would call.
Okay.
Or who I have called. I would contact somebody at the comptroller's office.
Hey,
And the
I
man's,
don't know who they told me to talk to.
I talked to Ron, I would talk to Ron Queen.
County attorney.
I would talk to Ron Queen, that's who I talked to. I never have talked to the county attorney, and I've always found
County attorney, who they say talk to.
good legal advice.
He's not paid as county attorney.
Well, we don't have no
He's not on.
So we don't have a county attorney.
We have one that works
He's
for
not
us
a
at home.
full-time employee of the county.
That's what we voted on last month, remember that?
Yeah.
What happened?
I wanted a full-time attorney. That way people know where to go.
We get a second.
Bob, could I answer that about the county attorney?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, please.
Do that.
There's two ways to do a county attorney. You have a full-time county attorney like Rutherford County, and they pay him $250,000 a year, I think. Then you have a attorney that you pay when you use him, but we voted, when I was on the commission several years ago, to name Mike Corley county attorney. I can't tell you when. He is officially the county attorney, passed by the county
But,
commission.
It came on after
but you cannot
Mose
answer
Melton.
these questions, because you don't have a county policy.
Now,
What is a written county policy on this?
we have policies.
We have policies.
Some things we don't.
The ethic policy for Cannon County by the state of Tennessee, you have to have a written policy that's posted for everybody in the county to read how things is handled
If we
on
don't-
this, right? There was one voted on tonight right here that wouldn't go past the ethic board if I turned it in. I won't comment on what it is. I'm gonna talk to the board again. I'll talk to the people that's concerned, because, you know, we do things here in the county that talks to save money. We wanna save money, so let's save money. Mike, no reflection on you, because I see how you are. You're too good for your own good. Okay? I see that now.
Some argue.
I'll argue with you on some things, but I believe in telling you what I think. I don't believe in sugarcoating. The thing about it is, you're doing things around this table right here that's not right. And I can prove it beyond a shadow of doubt.
One thing.
You're voting on things that's not right.
And that could be true, I'm not gonna,
I know.
But one thing I believe, so will go the budget committee, and I'll admit it right here in front of everybody, the budget committee voted to meet the 26th, this past Tuesday night. Well, we had switched from Thursday to a Tuesday, and I got confused, and I posted it the next week, but the wrong day, I'll put it that way. Well, comptroller's office called me, and I said, I don't know what's going on, let me check. Well, I called Mark, and I messed it up, I posted the wrong day.
When they comment that they call each other and discuss the business issue before they come in here, that's a violation.
That's state law.
State law.
You don't even need a county policy on that. It's
Right.
a sunshine law.
Sunshine law.
That applies
That's been
to me.
made, that comment has been made about 10 times in the last 2 months.
But now, that's a law that.
That's a law that they cannot discuss
Get rid
issues.
of it, let's go.
Law also says if you're gonna vote on any of the money, as long as the county, you have to advertise it in the paper for 14 days, that's correct, right?
I think, there's a lady called Elisha
Hodge.
Hodge.
Comptroller's
Right.
office. If any questions concerning, she's with the Comptroller's office, but she deals only
These-
with public notices and that type of thing.
But like that night, asking for money. You can't vote on the money till it goes in the paper and everybody's been aware of it for 14 days. We didn't vote on money tonight, but other week we voted on money that wasn't advertised in the paper
I
for
don't
14
know for
days.
sure, but I kind of think you're right about that. We've always done it here, and other places do it too, but I think you're
So
right.
the people of the county are aware of what you're voting on money. You can't vote on it.
I do know you're right about a resolution. A resolution is not supposed to be brought up under other business. It's
Right.
supposed to be on the agenda.
That's correct.
We didn't bring one up on the other
I
business.
don't know, I've got a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate it. You know who to go to now, county attorney. And we have at county attorney, Mike Corley.
Corley will tell us to come back and find out who has the county policy.
Well, they've all had, there's a county
Okay,
policy.
can you produce that policy tonight?
I got a
Anyway,
motion to adjourn.
Motion on the floor.
We didn't get a second.
I don't know.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm not doing what-